Okay, so we're back on Project Overload. I actually went and picked up a tool cart and a side box for my tool chest off a marketplace for 180 bucks. And I'm gonna go through the process of rekeying the locks on these. They did not come with any keys, so I figured there's nothing really to mess up, and I'm gonna go ahead and try adjusting the pins in there and see if I can get them to all be the same key. Okay, so on the side box, you're going to go ahead and want to take the top couple drawers out. On the right side, you're going to push up on the black tab while pushing the other track in, and on the left side, you're going to push down, and the drawer will just slide right out. Okay, so we got the top two drawers removed, and we're looking at this lock in here, and there's going to be the cotter pin you're going to have to pull out, and then that nut you're going to have to remove, and there's also a roll pin, but you're going to do that after you get the whole lock cylinder removed. So yeah. Okay, so after you get your lock removed from your toolbox, it's going to look like this. Okay, so in order to get it off, you're going to have to remove this back bracket. There's an 11mm nut, and then there's a little plate. And then I think this was a 7/8 22mm. So after you get this lock assembly out, I have already gone ahead and done this, but you're going to have to drill. There's a brass pin that's right in the top here, and I didn't get it perfectly on center, but these are the little pieces from the pin that I just pulled out right in there. So you're going to want to drill it out, and you're going to want to be careful, and as soon as you see that you're not drilling into brass and your shavings are turning silver, you're going to want to go ahead and stop and just be pretty accurate. Get a center punch and drill. And like I said, I didn't drill perfectly on the center. There's a little shaving that I had to pull out. But after that, you're going to want to get yourself like a nice clean paper towel or somewhere. But you're going to go ahead and pull this apart, and just real nice and slow. So right now, if you're to dump this over, there's all these brass pins in the top, and then we're going to go ahead and slide the back down. And in here, there's a bunch of little springs and more pins. So I'm going to try and keep all these pins put together in here. I got my wife's tweezers right here. Okay, so we got all these little things put back in here with the springs. We're going to go ahead and just set that aside for now. And this is the part we're going to focus on. We're going to go ahead and get all these brass pins out of here. And this one has 7. There's 7 holes in here. Okay, so once we got all those pins out of here, we're going to go ahead and grab our toolbox key, and we're going to insert it into there, just like so. And we're gonna gradually grab a pin, and you can look on the key where a deeper hole is. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this long pin, and on these pins there's a flat side and then a rounder side, and it'll just be smoother if you keep the rounder side up and only file off of the flatter side. So we're going to go ahead and put it in that deeper pinhole. And basically we're just going to go through, and we want them to be flush, like that pin lined up perfectly. And it's nice and flush with this part. So we're going to take all these pins and line them up, and the ones that we end up with that are too long, we're going to go ahead and file them down, and we're going to file off the flat spot, flat side, and not the round side. And I will be back when we're done. Okay, so we got all 5 pins level just by switching them around, and these 2 are too high, so we're going to go ahead and file those 2 down, and just so it's level with this outside edge so you can't see them sticking up. Okay, so this is how I do it. I just grab the little pin and some needle nose, and then I get right on it and just shave a little off at a time. Just remember, you can always take more off, but you can't put metal back. And then we're going to go ahead and try this. Drop it in, and that looks good. They're all level now. So now we're ready to reassemble this. And yeah, we're gonna get this put back into the lock cylinder and go from there. Okay. So when you get this all pushed together, you want to make sure it rotates pretty freely. That means you got all the alignment good. So we're going to get it put back into the cylinder, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is it put back together. I have to get a brass pin to put in there, so I just put the piece back in temporarily. But basically, you can take your key, stick it in there, and turn it, and it works. Comes right out, and yeah, so I'm gonna get a pin pounded in there and get this all put back on the toolbox and let you know how it goes. Okay, so I got all my lock cylinders reinstalled, and as you can see, the drawer's it locks and it unlocks, and it's the same key as the rest of my toolboxes. So overall, win-win, and I'm happy I didn't have to go out and buy new lock cylinders, and that they're all the same key now. Hope this is helpful for you.